A croissant is a French crescent-shaped roll made of sweet flaky pastry often eaten for breakfast. They are made of layered yeast leavening dough that is layered with butter, rolled and folded several times in succession, then rolled onto a sheet. The process results in a flaky texture similar to puff pastry. Welcome to the Bear Pantry Show. If you're looking for authentic Belizean recipes, then you're in the right place. My name is Barbara and this is Cooking Made Simple. This is how I check to see if the water is hot enough for the yeast. If I can't hold my finger under the faucet because it's going to burn me, then I know it's ready. So 1 cup of hot water from the faucet, and then 3.5 cups of all-purpose flour, 1/4 cup of granulated sugar, 6.5 tablespoons of butter softened to room temperature, and then that cup of water that I just got. And to this, I'm going to add 2 tablespoons or 2 of those little packets of active dry yeast. I buy my yeast by the pound. And then I'm going to steal some of the sugar and put it in here just to activate the yeast. Give this a stir and let it sit here for about 6 to 8 minutes. That's all it is to activate yeast. So now I've put my sugar in with my flour. Give it a whisk. Put the yeast mixture. Now, not too much to making croissants except for butter. You will need a lot of butter. And if you're not using a salted butter, go ahead and add a couple teaspoons of salt. So we're just going to cut this butter in and knead this up. So the reason why I say you need a lot of butter is because look, we're going to need this butter too, but not in the dough yet, right? I'll show you. I usually mix the dough around until everything clings together, and that's when I dump it out on the counter. We need a little bit more water, so this is some warm water from the faucet. It's 1/4 cup, but I'm not going to use the whole thing. And I'm just kind of going around my bowl right here and cleaning off the edges. This is what your dough hook would be doing if you were using a stand mixer, okay? So just go around and work this dough. And after I feel like I've picked up everything out of the bowl, I'm going to go ahead and dump this on the countertop. And then we're going to knead. I cleaned up my hands, of course, because I feel like that makes kneading a lot easier. Press it out if you want to, like what I'm doing right here. And just roll it. We're trying to make this into a smooth ball. Put flour on the counter as needed. I forgot to tell you guys that this recipe is going to be one of these overnight recipes, alright? So I'm starting from the day before. So this is ready. Nice beautiful dough ball. I'm going to put it back in the bowl that I mixed it in. I'm not even going to clean the bowl. Then I'm going to cover it up and let it rise for about an hour. Meanwhile, take a look at what else we're going to need. You're going to need a big bag like this or some shrink wrap. And you're going to need a little sandwich bag like this. The big bag is for the dough and the little bag is for the butter. So this is a cup of butter, softened to room temperature. And I'm just going to put it all in this bag. Now keep in mind this bag is a little bit taller than regular sandwich bags, but it's still going to work. So seal it up. And then we're going to start press this butter out, first with our hand and then with a rolling pin. And open it up and release the air if you need to. And just keep gently rolling till we could get this flat and thin. And just kind of square it off here. Then now we put it in the fridge where we're going to leave it for at least 12 hours. 1 hour later, the dough is ready, so I'm just going to go ahead and re-knead. Not too much re-kneading though, okay? Let me go ahead and press it out into the shape of a rectangle as best as I can, and then fold it like this. And then fold in the edges. And then just put this in the big bag. Put it in the fridge for at least overnight, for at least 12 hours. It's the next day, guys. So now we're ready to take care of our dough. I have the butter and I have the dough. So this is one big slab of butter that's hard. And I'm just going to cut it open from the bag. And set it aside while I take care of the dough. So you have to move quickly, okay? Because you don't want the butter to start melting. And all I'm going to do is roll this out into a rectangle as best as I can. About 8 wide and up to about 18 or 19 or 20 long, thereabouts. You want it to be long enough that when you set the butter like this on this end, when you fold it over like closing a book, the butter is covered completely. So let me fold it, very gently pick it up. I'm going to turn it towards you guys because I want to seal up all the ends and then roll again into a rectangle. Okay? So let's roll. The butter is hard between the dough and I can feel it. So just roll it kind of long, square it off every so often to make it take the shape of a rectangle. Then fold this piece in 2/3 of the way, this piece in 1/3 of the way. Press it down and seal up the seam. And then we're going to use the rolling pin to roll that rectangle again. The technique of doing all these rolling and folding is called torage. I hope I'm saying it right. So I folded it over like when you fold a book shut, and this is called a double turn. And I'm just going to go ahead and roll it out again into a rectangle. Look at the butter trying to pop out, guys. This is what's going to make it so flaky. Let me roll. And I want to go long, but I also want to go wide. So at least 8 inches wide. And I'm not measuring, okay? I'm just kind of eyeballing. Let me gently pick this up so I can turn it this way. And now we're going to do a simple turn. And I call this like folding a letter, to, you know, like the page to put in an envelope. All right. So now, look at the butter. The little pieces of butter. So I'm just going to put this on a parchment lined paper and put it in the fridge for an hour. I'm going to set my oven to come up to 400 about 15 minutes before I need to take it out. And here it is. I'm going to cut it straight in half. Now take a look at the layers. Oh my goodness. Look what we did, guys. Now let me put that piece back in the fridge. I'm going to crack an egg so I can have some egg wash. I'm not going to put any water with the egg, just some salt. And then we're going to roll out this first piece. We just want to roll it into a rectangle again. See how the butter is trying to come out? Just cover up your handiwork with some of the dough. And just roll it out. If you notice, the whole time I have not floured the countertop. Ever since I started to roll and fold, right? So square it off again. And get a big knife and cut it like this. See? Like this. Like triangles. We're going to get at least 6 pieces. Pick them up. Grab one like this. And on the big end, just roll forward. Now let me roll the next direction. So this is the big end and I'm going to roll towards me. Same thing, right? I'm just going backwards. See? Very easy to roll, right? Now let me get my next piece out. Let me put some egg wash on the first batch, the first 6. And my baking sheet is greased. And I'm just going to roll out the second piece the same way I did the first piece. Square it off and cut it the same way. And you should get at least 6 pieces, maybe 1 or 2 extra. Just roll it like this. Put your egg wash. My oven is up to temperature at 400. And I'm going to stick them in. Everybody's waiting for breakfast today, guys. Stick them in. Let them go for about 20 minutes thereabouts. This is 23 minutes. I'm going to switch them out. Let them go a couple more minutes, right? Okay, here they are. Let me get them off the tray. I'm showing you how the butter is just like oozing in the tray. And let me cut this one open because we're going to make a sandwich. Some egg, ham, cheese. Take a look. Look at all these layers and folds. I hope Joe's not coming in too close and it got blurry. Let's bite so you can hear it. This make you want to slap everybody. Thanks for watching the Bear Pantry Show. Don't forget to follow the page and check out my book at my Facebook store or at bearpantryshow.com. Bye now.